ELA 4.3.R.4, students will find examples of literary devices: simile, metaphor, personification, onomatopoeia, hyperbole, imagery, symbolism, tone. A simile is a figure of speech that compares two things that are not normally alike. A simile uses the words like or as. Look for the similes in the following sentences. Her eyes were like twinkling stars. He moved as quiet as a school at night. The night was dark as black velvet. Eyes like twinkling stars. Quiet as a school at night. Dark as black velvet. A metaphor is a figure of speech that describes one thing as something else. It is a direct comparison. Look for the metaphors in the following sentences. Mom says my bedroom is a pig pen. The rubber hose is a snake hiding in the tall grass. Bedroom is a pig pen. Hose is a snake. Onomatopoeia is a word that imitates the sound associated with it. Its pronunciation imitates its sound. In the sentences below, which words are onomatopoeic? Her heels clacked on the hard floor. The wolves howled at the moon. The flag flapped in the wind. The bird's chirp filled the air with sound. Clacked, howled, flapped, chirp. A hyperbole is a figure of speech like a simile or a metaphor, but it is more extreme and even ridiculous. Look for a hyperbole in the following sentences. He is older than the hills. Older than the hills. I had a ton of homework. Ton of homework. Her brain is the size of a pea. Brain the size of a pea. Personification is when you give qualities of a person to something that isn't human or may not even be alive. See if you can find the words that use personification technique. The tree branch moaned as I swung on it. The popcorn leaped out of the bowl. The first rays of sunshine tiptoed through the meadow. Moaned, leaped, tiptoed. Imagery is a literary term used for language and description that appeals to our five senses. It is vivid sensory details that paint a picture and appeal to the reader's senses. Which sense do the following sentences appeal to? Is it taste, smell, touch, sight, or hearing? The sweet fragrance of the cherry blossoms wafted through the town. The cheer grew to a roar, much like a freight train going through the stadium. Smell and hearing. Symbolism is when one thing is meant to represent something else. It is the use of an object, person, or word to represent something else like an idea. It creates meaning and emotion in a story. Two devices used to create symbolism are metaphors and allegories. A metaphor is comparing two unlike things directly. An allegory is an extended metaphor which may continue through the entire story or poem. Tone is the way the author expresses his or her attitude through writing. Tone is expressed through syntax, how words are put together, point of view, diction, how words are used, and the formality in the writing. Tone gives meaning to the story and helps the reader to feel more connected to the text. Review. You will get more meaning from your reading by being familiar with the literary devices discussed today. They were similes, metaphors, personification, hyperbole, onomatopoeia, imagery, symbolism, and tone. If you use them in your writing, your stories will really come alive and become more interesting and vibrant.